250 GTO. Back in the 1960s, if you wanted to race at the highest level, you needed homologation, a street-legal race car that met FIA requirements. Ferrari's answer was the 250 GTO, a machine so exclusive that Enzo Ferrari personally approved every single buyer. This was a low-slung Italian coupe with a 3.0-liter V12 making 300 horsepower, hand-formed aluminum bodywork, and a 5-speed manual. Instead of a production car tweaked for racing, the GTO was a purpose-built race car with license plates. Back in the early 1960s, GT racing was Ferrari's proving ground. When you fired up that V12, it was like unleashing a caged lion. Each one was slightly different because coach builders hand-shaped the panels. Here's the clever part. In 1962, the FIA required 100 units for homologation, but Ferrari argued the GTO was an evolution of the 250 GT, so they only built 39. Finding a loophole and exploiting it brilliantly, Ferrari needed to beat Jaguar's E-Type. The engineering team created flowing aerodynamic bodywork with a cam tail. Stirling Moss famously crashed one, making it even more legendary. Because of its racing dominance from 1962 to 64, this car became the holy grail. To own one, Enzo personally approved you. No amount of money guaranteed it. He handpicked owners he deemed worthy. Celebrities and royalty were turned away if he didn't like them. Owning one signaled you were part of Ferrari's inner circle. So why is it now worth more than a private island? By 1965, the Ford GT40 made it obsolete. Once Ferrari shifted to mid-engine racers, the GTO became a collector's piece. In 2012, one sold for $38 million. Then in 2018, another hit $70 million. Today, the 250 GTO is the world's most expensive car. Values exceed $70 million at private sales. If Ferraris are royalty, the GTO wears the crown. 365 GTB Ford Daytona. Nobody wanted to see the front-engine V12 GT die. By 1968, Lamborghini's Miura had everyone obsessed with mid-engine layouts, but Ferrari said not yet. Instead, they built one last front-engine masterpiece so beautiful and fast, it earned the nickname Daytona after Ferrari's 1-2-3 finish at the 1967 Daytona 24 Hours. Their solution was a 4.4-liter V12 making 352 horsepower mounted up front with near-perfect weight balance. It could hit 174 mile-per-hour, making it the fastest production car when new. Pininfarina's design featured a long hood, short deck, and plexiglass headlight cover. Then US safety regulations forced pop-up headlights in the 70s. That V12 sang to 7,500 RPM like an Italian opera. This was Ferrari's last stand before going mid-engine with the Berlinetta Boxer in 1973. Available as a coupe or Spider convertible, only 1,400 were made. What made it special was exceptional weight distribution. Most front-engine cars were nose-heavy, but Ferrari nailed the balance. Driving enthusiasts loved it. You could drive it across Europe in comfort, then destroy anything at a stoplight. The design was so timeless that 50 years later, people still stop and stare. Hollywood stars bought them to look sophisticated yet dangerous. Cool car, wrong timing. By 1973, the oil crisis made big V12 seem irresponsible. Mid-engine layouts proved faster. Ferrari moved to the Berlinetta Boxer, adopting mid-engine flat 12. Once the BB arrived, the Daytona became a beautiful memory. Today, Daytona Berlinettas sell for $400,000 to $800,000, while rare Spiders can reach $2 million or more. The 550 Maranello in 1996 revived the front-engine V12 layout. Collectors call it the last innocent Ferrari. Testarossa. In the 1980s, having a Ferrari was the ultimate power move. Wall Street was booming, Miami was wild, and MTV defined cool. Ferrari built the widest, flattest, most outrageous supercar ever, the Testarossa. This car was so wide it barely fit in parking spaces, with dramatic side strakes running the entire length. Instead of hiding radiators up front, Ferrari mounted them behind the doors. The 4.9-liter flat 12 made 390 horsepower, hit a 180 mile-per-hour, and went 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds. The name Testarossa means redhead in Italian, named for the red-painted cam covers. At 78 inches wide, it owned the road. Here's what made it legendary. Don Johnson drove a white one in Miami Vice. Arcade game Outrun featured a red Testarossa. Wall Street traders, rock stars, everyone wanted one. The side strakes were functional cooling ducts, but nobody cared when they looked that cool. What set it apart was pure drama. You could pull into any nightclub and every head turned. Music videos featured them everywhere. It screamed, "I have too much money," and zero interest in hiding it, but by the mid-90s it felt dated. Flat 12 engines were expensive and thirsty. Minimalism replaced 80s excess. Ferrari updated it twice, 512 TR in 1992, F512M in 1994. By 1996, the 550 Maranello replaced it, ending the flat 12 era forever. Today, Testarossas sell for $150,000 to $350,000 depending on condition. It represents 1980s excess perfectly. Bold, loud, unapologetic. The ultimate poster car turned real. F40. If cars ever had a final boss, this was it. No ABS, no traction control, no power steering, no radio, no carpets, just 478 horsepower of twin-turbo V8 Rage wrapped in carbon fiber and Kevlar. If you had the poster on your bedroom wall in the 80s, you weren't alone. From 1987 through 1992, this defined extreme. Stripped-out racing cockpit with exposed rivets and plastic windows, twin turbos spooled like jet engines launching you to 60 mph in 3.8 seconds. Pop-up headlights, massive rear wings, side air intakes, driving it felt like wrestling a bull on roller skates. Manual steering, gated shifter, turbo lag that could snap your neck. Here's the backstory. Ferrari wanted to celebrate their 40th anniversary in 1987. Enzo personally approved the F40 before his death in 1988. While other supercars got soft with luxury, Ferrari built the fastest, rawest car possible. Carbon fiber, Kevlar, plastic windows. The 2.9-liter twin-turbo V8 came from the 288 GTO race car. Turbo lag meant it'd hesitate then explode forward. This became the poster car for a generation, Enzo's final masterpiece. He died months after approving production. Zero driver aids meant you controlled everything. Crash and it was your fault. Video games like Need for Speed immortalized it. Building cars this raw came with issues. Turbo lag was vicious. Docile below 3,000 RPM, psychotic above it. Quality control suffered from rushed production. The F50 replaced it in 1995 with a naturally aspirated approach. Today, clean F40s sell for $2 million to $3 million, with exceptional examples exceeding $4 million. What they represent is the last Ferrari Enzo touched. Modern Ferraris are faster but sanitized. The last real Ferrari debate always circles back here. F50. Ferrari had a wild idea. Take an actual Formula 1 engine and make it street legal. The F50, celebrating 50 years of Ferrari, was a 4.7-liter V12 producing 513 horsepower, screaming to 8,500 RPM. The engine was bolted directly to the chassis like an F1 car. It came from Ferrari's 1990 F1 car, enlarged from 3.5 to 4.7 liters. Basically a Formula 1 car with headlights, only 349 were built. But F1 cars are designed for smooth tracks, not potholed streets. The stiff suspension transferred every impact to your spine. The manual gearbox required racing precision. No power steering, no ABS, race-spec clutch. Sitting in it felt like being bolted into a jet cockpit. Loud, raw, uncomfortable. McLaren F1 was the competitor. Faster and more comfortable. The Enzo arrived in 2002 with paddle shifters and traction control, proving F1 tech needed translation, not copying. Today, F50 sell for $3 million to $5 million. The last manual gearbox Ferrari hypercar, with a truly F1-derived engine. The F50 tried giving us tomorrow too soon. Enzo Ferrari. Named after the founder himself, only 3 Ferraris ever got proper names. Dino, Testarossa, and this one. Michael Schumacher was dominating F1, and the Enzo showcased Ferrari's racing technology. A 6.0-liter V12 making 660 horsepower, F1 paddle shifters, carbon fiber monocoque, active aerodynamics. 0 to 60 in 3.14 seconds. Carbon ceramic brakes pulled straight from racing technology. It looked like an F1 car with a license plate. No manual gearbox option upset purists. The F1 gearbox shifted in 150 milliseconds. Only 399 units built, plus 1 for the Pope. Original price was $659,330. Eddie Griffin famously crashed one in 2007. The Enzo proved Ferrari could blend F1 technology with road car usability. Every racing game featured it because nothing said Ultimate Ferrari like the Enzo. By the 2010s, hybrid technology changed everything. LaFerrari arrived in 2013 with 950 combined horsepower, making the Enzo feel old school. Today, Enzos trade for $3 million to $4 million. It represents the bridge between analog supercars like F40 and F50, and hybrid hypercars like LaFerrari. The car that seemed like too much technology in 2002 now feels refreshingly simple. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and share your thoughts on which Ferrari era speaks to you most. The raw analog 80s and 90s, or the hybrid-powered modern era. LaFerrari. When Ferrari combined a screaming V12 with F1 hybrid tech, they created 950 horsepower and a new benchmark for hypercars. This was Ferrari's first hybrid hypercar, a 6.3-liter V12 making 789 horsepower plus a 161 horsepower electric motor for 950 total. The system used curves from Formula 1, no plug-in capability, the battery charged through regenerative braking, 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds, 217 mph top speed. From 2013 to 2016, this defined the Holy Trinity era alongside McLaren P1 and Porsche 918, active aerodynamics with DRS-style rear wing, carbon fiber monocoque. Buyers were hand-selected by Ferrari. You couldn't just walk in with money. Original price was $1.4 million. They built 499 coupes plus 209 upper convertibles. The LaFerrari proved hybrid power could create savage track weapons. It changed industry perception. If the F80 is the flagship, LaFerrari set the template. Today, LaFerraris trade for $5 million to $7 million at auction, with Apertas exceeding $10 million. It proved hybrids can be exotic, not compromises. 488 GTB and F8 Tributo. When Ferrari turbocharged their V8, the 458 Italia fans panicked as then the 488 GTB proved turbos made Ferraris better, not worse. A 3.9-liter twin turbocharged V8 making 661 horsepower in the 488, upgraded to 710 in the F8 Tributo, 0 to 60 in 3 seconds flat. The 488 launched in 2015 as the 458 replacement. The F8 arrived in 2019 as the refined final evolution, running until 2023. The 488 ran from 2015 to 2019. Then the F8 continued from 2019 to 2023 as Ferrari's volume mid-engine supercar. Available as coupe and spider convertible, the hardcore 488 Pista brought 710 horsepower and track focus. You could drive to work in comfort, then win track days on weekends. Daily usable supercar that actually got driven. By 2023, emissions pushed Ferrari into hybrid V6 territory. The 296 GTB proved a hybrid V6 was faster and more efficient. The V8 era ended. Today, F8 Tributos trade for $350,000, holding value as the last one. Clean 488 GTBs run slightly lower. They represent the sweet spot, modern enough for daily use, analog enough to feel special before hybrids took over. 812 Superfast. Before hybrids took over, Ferrari made one final statement. The most powerful naturally aspirated production V12 ever built. 789 horsepower from a 6.5-liter screaming to 8,900 RPM. This was a front-engine Grand Tour designed to devour continents. 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds, 211 power top speed. Electric power steering, rear-wheel steering, modern tech wrapped around old-school V12 power. Original price was $335,000. From 2017 to 2024, it bridged tradition and future. The 812 GTS convertible followed in 2019. Limited 812 Competitive Zisua variants in 2021 pushed power to 819 horsepower and rev to 9,500 RPM. The highest revving production Ferrari V12 ever. Limited to 999 Competitive Zisua Coupes plus 599 Competitive Zisua A Spiders. The 12-cylinder launched in 2024 as the successor, carrying the same V12 philosophy forward. Today, 812 Superfast values hold at $350,000 to $450,000, with Competitive Zisua variants exceeding $1 million. This is the last naturally aspirated V12 Ferrari GT before hybrids. Museums will display these as the end of an era. The 812 represents peak internal combustion. SF90 Stradale. You've seen plug-in hybrids, you've seen supercars, but 986 horsepower all-wheel drive and 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds? That's the SF90. Ferrari's first series production plug-in hybrid supercar, a 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 making 769 horsepower plus 3 electric motors adding 217 horsepower, total 986 combined. 2 electric motors on the front axle create all-wheel drive with no mechanical connection. Named after Scuderia Ferrari 90, celebrating 90 years of racing, you can drive 15 miles on pure electric and e-drive mode, silently creeping through neighborhoods, then unleash 986 horsepower in qualify mode and destroy everything. The SF90 Spider convertible followed in 2020. SF90 XX variants launched in 2023 with 1,116 horsepower. Track-focused aero selling out instantly at over $800,000. Still in production. SF90 Stradale start at $507,000. Use examples trade for $450,000 to $550,000. The SF90 bridges LaFerrari's hypercar concept with mainstream production. It proved 1,000 horsepower can be daily drivable. Modern buyers choose it over pure combustion rivals every time. This represents Ferrari's future. The 296 GTB. Everyone asked, can Ferrari make a 6-cylinder work? The 296 GTB answered by reviving the Dino spirit with 818 hybrid horsepower that embarrasses most V8s. Ferrari shocked everyone with a 3.0-liter 120-degree V6. Twin-turbo V6 making 654 horsepower plus electric motor adding 164 horsepower for 818 combined. 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. The 120-degree angle mimics V12 sound characteristics. First V6 Ferrari since Dino ended in 1974. The 296 GTS Spider followed in 2022. Compact and lightweight, mounting the V6 lower and more central improved handling dramatically. It sounds like a tiny V12 screaming to 8,500 RPM. More affordable at $320,000 starting versus SF90 at $507,000 but nearly as fast. Ferrari confirmed a 296 Special A variant launching in 2025, expected to push past 850 horsepower. Today, used 296 GTBs trade for $340,000 to $400,000, holding value strongly. The Dino legacy continues. It proves 6 cylinders can be exotic. Hybrid future has arrived and sounds glorious. The little Ferrari that dominates. F80. After F40, F50, Enzo, LaFerrari, what comes next? The answer thundered in October 2024. The F80. 1,200 horsepower Formula 1 technology. Le Mans winning engineering. Limited to 799 units. This is the new king. A 3.0-liter twin-turbo V6 derived from the Le Mans winning 499p race car paired with 3 electric motors for 1,200 combined horsepower. The V6 alone makes 888 horsepower. 3 electric motors add 312 horsepower. 0 to 62 miles per hour in 2.15 seconds, 217 miles per hour top speed. Active aerodynamics with S-duct front design and massive rear wing. Ground effect tunnels generate massive downforce. This is the sixth member of Ferrari's Big Five lineage, now the Big Six. Ferrari took lessons from winning Le Mans in 2023 and 2024, then engineered them for the street. Priced at $3.9 million, all 799 units sold out within weeks to pre-selected clients. Customer deliveries begin late 2025. Secondary market will likely see $6 to $8 million or more. The F80 represents peak hybrid performance before full EVs arrive, the culmination of Ferrari's 70-plus years of racing and road car engineering. The last hurrah of combustion meets the peak of what's possible. This is history being written. From the $70 million 250 GTO to the 1,200 horsepower F80, Ferrari's journey proves one thing: true performance never stops evolving. We hope you enjoyed this video. As always, thanks for watching.